Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Thon.
Shalom.
So, first and foremost, we want to give all praise to the Most High.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. Want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. I watch Elder Manata Zakba's video. He had the guy, and he sent it to me in the chat. He had the military guy come up to him at Camp in Myrtle Beach, and two of the points that the guy was trying to make is that World War III wasn't synonymous with the end, okay? And the other point was he was making it seem as though that because it's going to take place in the Middle East, that it's not going to touch America. So we're going to just prove those 2 points wrong here briefly, and keep it pushing. And I might, in the thumbnail, I'll put the picture up and maybe a link to the elders video so you guys can go watch that as well if you haven't seen it already. But first, you on the maps right now.
Okay. I can grab something if you want me to.
The third will come quickly. All right? Because World War III is prophesied, so we're going to establish that in the Bible. And I'll get Joel the 3rd chapter as well. All right.
This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. Want me to read verse 13? Talking about the earthquake.
You can.
This is Revelation chapter 11.
You break it down.
Okay, this is Revelation chapter 11 verse 13. And it says, in the same hour, there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. Mm-hmm. And in the earthquake,
the 10th part of the city fell. You know, America is broken up into 10 regions. The simple explanation for you all is when you look at America, it's the FEMA locations or the 10 zip codes. Those are the 10 parts that it's broken up into. And I wish I was on my Switcher app because I'll put the image up for you because I have all the signs saved.
Okay.
But the 10th part of the city falling is talking about America, Babylon the Great, that whore that sits upon the beast, that last portion of this nation being eviscerated. A great judgment is upon this place, man. And majority of Jake that dwell here, because they're under this guise that America is so great,
right?
And you know who could make war with the beast? They're in that vibration as well. They think that the perils that are taking place in different parts of the world right now, they think that it'll never touch them, mm-hmm. And they don't know how gravely mistaken that they are. You know.
Kind of, if I can add, that makes me think about that scripture in Isaiah the 47th chapter, mm-hmm. concerning the virgin daughter of Babylon, where it speaks about. It speaks about in that same chapter how Babylon, how the inhabitants of Babylon says, you know, how we sit as a widow, we shall see no sorrow, mm-hmm. You know, how calamity shall not come upon us. But then the Lord says, but in a moment, shall these things come upon thee in their perfection. You know, and with our people, the Israelites, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, especially over here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay. You know, they've been so heavily enchanted by this man's his philosophies, that they take on the same mindset as him, thinking that their houses are going to dwell forever, man. Like
the inward thought is that their houses shall dwell forever. Yeah. And like the scriptures say, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduce them. Mm-hmm. That's in many facets. That's in mindset and the things that they practice, the witchcraft that our people practice. They may not look at it as witchcraft, but they do partake in it. You know, so that they become chocolate covered Edomites, basically. All right, I want to read that what you mentioned in Isaiah the 47th chapter. Okay, this is Isaiah 47, and I'll start at verse 6. It says, and you break it down. Okay. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance.
Yeah, how did he do that? Pretty much, ultimately, right? He kicked us out of the land, right? And we were, as it speaks about in Revelation 11 chapter, how our dead bodies, lie in the great city, of spiritual Sodom and Egypt. That's the Lord polluting, his land, polluting his people, man. You got these small hatters in our land right now, which they have greatly polluted the place with all different types of abominations and desolations. But you got it, bro.
Yeah, continuing on. All right. Have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Mm-hmm. And to Edom's hands, the self-proclaimed white man.
Right. Thou didst shew them no mercy, like it talks about in Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Yeah. All right. because you have not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee.
All right.
Okay. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Yeah, you look at the way how they treated, our grandparents. It makes me think about Benjamin. Out there in Jamaica, man, how they had the elderly out there, picking the sugar cane, and history has a document to where they had them out there working, long hours, all throughout the day in that hot sun, and they're like literally their muscles are falling off their bones, man.
Back breaking.
Yeah, and they did that to the elderly, man. But you got it.
Continuing on, verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
I shall be a lady forever. And that word lady pretty much goes into a mistress or a prostitute, man. So America thinks that it could go.
That whore?
Yeah. It thinks that it could, continue to do all this wickedness, spread its fornication, spread its evil tentacles all over the earth without thinking that there's going to be any type of recompense for being a whore, man.
Consequences and repercussions.
Right.
You understand?
All right. And see, Jake, and the reason why the brother had pulled that scripture, because our people, they're the main ones that help forward that lie, man.
Perpetuate that wine.
Yeah.
This is Habakkuk, just briefly here. Habakkuk 2 in verse 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Talking about Esau, Edom. Okay. But the just shall live by his faith. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, his philosophy is what the brother's going into. His ways, his vibration that he pushes in the earth, right? He transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man. And our people, not only have they drunk of that wine, they perpetuated themselves. They forwarded into the earth.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're committing to spiritual adultery, because the role of a wife is to what? To forward the will of her husband. Our people are not forwarding the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They're forwarding the will of Esau Edom.
That's right.
Who in turn is carrying out himself the workings of Satan.
And that's why the Lord is about to. Well, He's already got it. Everything, all the pieces, of the puzzle together. That's why He's about to make a physical stamp to prove who's who, man. Whose side you're on. Which we know, that's going to be displayed through the form of the MOTB, Revelation chapter 13 and 16. Right. So anybody with that type of mindset, because that's you bow down to the image of the beast right there. So all those is bound down to the image of the beast that thinks that America's not going to be destroyed. Right. Now you're in agreement that World War III is in the Bible, but you don't believe it's going to come over here to America, to the hub of wickedness, as it says in Revelation 17 and 5, the mother of abomination of the earth. Right. So anybody that has that mindset, the Lord is about to show plainly in your hand or in your forehead, whose house you're joining to, either the house of David or the house of Esau Edom, man.
Continuing on in Isaiah 47 in verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Yeah, what things? Talking about the perils to come. Our people, they're not thinking about the perils to come. They're not thinking about the latter end.
Yep.
They're thinking about right here, right now, just as Esau did. Yep. Going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, he was thinking about right then and right now. Not thinking, damn, this one decision is going to throw away my birthright, man.
Yeah.
This is what all this boiled down to.
Instant gratification of the flesh.
Right.
And that's the spirit that majority of our people have on them in everything that they do, from their attention span to, hey, Shalom, Eldom Natsazakba. Yeah, this is the response to your video. So our people, they're not in the mindset of having prudence, thinking ahead. The same way that Marine, he know World War III is going to take place, but in his mind, it's not going to touch America.
Yep.
It's America.
Yeah.
This is America. That's the spirit. That's the spirit he was in.
Yeah.
He had that proud look too when he came up to the elder. He's like, yeah, you got like he knows. Knowing damn well he don't know. I'm pretty sure in the Bible it said where.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
Scripture says in 2 Ezra the 9th chapter, it says, like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. See, Jake doesn't believe in the end. He doesn't want the end to come.
Yeah.
Which the very fact that, you about to say something?
And when people hear us say the end, people in the world, they think we're talking about the end of earth. No, the earth about forever. We're talking about the end of this man's rulership.
Yep.
They have faith that this man is going to be in rulership, and that's just how it's always going to be.
Exactly.
This man is about to be the lowest of the low, like it talks about in Isaiah the 14th chapter. People are going to narrowly look upon him and be like, this guy? He was ruling?
Yep.
No way.
Yep. Jake is enchanted. You know, so when we read was at Numbers 23, you know, how there shall be no enchantment against Jacob. That's talking about the elect, man, because clearly 2/3 they're enchanted, man. You know, you got Edomites, like Dabu, you know, Full Spectrum. They're telling you that America's gonna be destroyed.
What's it? A Time for Judgment.
I like him.
Time for Judgment.
So you got Esau. He's condemning himself. He's telling you, yeah, America's about to go down. But yeah, it's Jake that's clinging onto this place, man.
Right.
You see, and this is why Yahweh Shema Shah is just gonna leave 2/3 here and melt them, man. See, it's not gonna be the spirit, because tonight, you know, we're about to come into the Passover. You know, and when you consider the first Exodus, you know, the Lord he took all of Jacob, right? He took us out of Egypt, but the Egypt wasn't out of us. See, this time the only ones that's going to leave the spiritual Egypt, they first have to get the Egypt out of us, or Egypt out of them, before we physically get out of Egypt, man.
Yeah, they have to separate from this place in the mind and the spirit. And those that truly are delivered from this place, guess what they're gonna have? 100% truth.
Right.
Y'all get so mad when we say it, but Revelation 14 stands. Okay, they're gonna have no guile in their mouth, meaning that the words that they speak are pure.
Right.
Now, hey, our righteousness is as filthy rags, right? But the words that the elect are gonna be speaking are gonna be pure, man, and that's what we mean when we say we have 100% truth. Right. We're not saying that we know what the inside of a chariot look like, okay? But the knowledge that the elect were supposed to be given for this time to receive salvation, there's gonna be men upon the earth that have it.
Right.
All right.
I got a scripture for you on that.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 117 and verse 2. For his merciful kindness is great toward us. And what's that merciful kindness? Ultimately, Yahweh Shah, right? His sacrifice by bestowing upon us this grace period and his truth. It says, for his merciful kindness is great toward us. And the truth of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, endureth forever. Praise ye Yahweh. So if the truth endures forever, not if, but we just read it. It says that his truth endures forever. Meaning what? That 100% truth is here in 2023, right before all hell breaks loose, man. Just as Noah, he had the complete recipe, right? He had the complete truth,
right,
to pretty much deliver his soul and his family soul, whoever else it was that took heed to his report.
Yeah, he represented the elect in his time, and he was the umbrella for his family. Okay, the same way Lot represented the elect in his time. And he received the full instruction on how to get out of here.
Right.
Separate. He received the full instruction on how to be delivered. The same way the elect in this time, in greater detail, obviously, are going to be given the full understanding to be delivered out of this Babylon, out of this destruction that's coming.
Yeah, that's the whole point of Yahweh Shah giving us the Comforter, man. Because John 16:13 says that the Comforter shall bring all things to our remembrance, and he shall guide us into all truth, man.
Yeah.
Not half of it, you know, not 99.5% of it. No, all truth. Everything, like you said, everything we need to know.
Everything we need for this appointed time.
Yep.
Everything we need for this appointed time to fulfill the mission, which is to receive the salvation and to walk uprightly towards Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We've been given it here on this side for what we need for this appointed time. There's going to be more things that we're given when the laws are written within our inward parts and we get our new bodies and we're in the kingdom. But what we need for this point in the game, it's been given to the elect men. Lord willing, we're part of that number.
Right.
All right.
You want me to finish that out in Revelation?
Yeah. I was just trying to see what if somebody put a precept up. No.
God. Yeah, this is going back to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 13. It says, in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell.
Yeah, man. This is just to back up the point that destruction is going to touch America. Is going to touch Babylon the Great, man. There's no way around that. But that guy that walked up to Elder Menachem Akbar in his lesson, he's already given himself over to risk his life, put his life on the line for this whore.
Yep.
All right. So clearly he has some kind of faith in this place. And Jake, they're under the mindset of that, America will never fall. This is America. They think this is the greatest place on earth. When this place is against the things of God. Anybody that truly believes in the scriptures and truly love righteousness, it's gonna hit you that this place is completely contrary to the God that you serve.
Right.
So many of these people are hypocrites when they say they believe in the words of God. No, they believe in the tradition of Christianity, which really goes back to Satanism. All right. Go ahead.
It says, And in the middle part, it says, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
The complete amount of men are going to be slain. Okay.
And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to Yahweh Basham Shah of heaven.
That remnant that's going to be saved. Right. We're gonna be in the middle. That too. We had a bull in the ring last night. You could use that to show that, hey, the elect of Israel, they're going to be going through a time of trouble. Because you got people who say that the elect aren't going to be, going through that trouble. Yes, you are. So the elect were frightened and gave glory. They were in the midst of all that. They were seeing it. But they gave glory to the, the God. They gave glory to Yahweh Shah. They praised his name.
Yeah. Well, that's why Yahweh Shah said, as it was in the days of Noah. How was it in the days of Noah? Well, you had the wicked, they got destroyed, and you also had the elect, right? The righteous, he was in the midst of it. But it didn't come nigh unto him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the remnant in that time, because when you read the book of Sirach, I want to say the 46th chapter, it says that Noah is pretty much he serves as an example as unto the remnant. Something along those lines. So that lets you know that just as Noah was in the thick of it, the remnant, they're going to be in the thick of it, but we're going to be protected. Lord will be a part of that number, man.
Right.
So if you got your hopes on, you get raptured up and there's going to be seven years of tribulation and you in heaven floating, or you under the false ideologies of some of these other Israelite camps that Jacob's trouble already passed and Shalom, bro, or some other, madness, you're greatly deceived. And while we still have this grace period and the 100% truth flowing daily, man, right? Well, you got a decision to make, man. And ultimately, the Lord's going to make it for you. But, hey, there's going to be no excuse. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be no excuse, man.
Okay.
You want me to pull up?
Here we go, move it.
Okay.
This
It's a lot.
Yeah, because so the neighbors don't complain. Yeah, man. So look, the simple fact of the matter is that destruction is going to touch Babylon the Great. Okay, even when you go to Matthew, the 24th chapter, it talks about the times and things that are going to be taking place in that day that none is like. Right? Let me actually just go there. We're finishing that Isaiah, right? That's all you wanted in that?
Will's that revelation you was in.
Okay, yeah, you can finish that, and then I'll get to Matthew.
Okay.
And we'll go to we'll bring out the same precept that the elder brought out in his hey, Shalom. We'll bring out the same precept that Peter's that the elder brought out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The
third great destruction, which is going to be that third world war. Now, if you can go to Isaiah 9 and 5,
God,
just to show how that war is going to be fought. Right?
Spirit, I was thinking about that. There's Isaiah chapter 9 and 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
All right, a war, you have confused noise. You have missiles going off, men screaming. There's a particular way that every war is fought. Shalom, Elder, everything good? Okay. Yeah. There's a particular way that every war is fought, correct? Guns, you have traditional warfare, you have guerrilla warfare, but it's all confused noise.
Swords.
It's all men on a battlefield in trenches, strategic, moving in particular ways. It's all fought in a particular way, right? But go ahead.
It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
Men's losing their limbs, being filled up with lead. All right, people dying from biological warfare, all kinds of things. Right?
It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
He's like pulling up more.
Oh, okay.
So that everybody could gotcha. It's just more space. Okay.
Yep. Want me to read again? It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
So it says, but this, it's making a differentiation. It's differentiating this great war that's getting ready to take place. All the battles that took place prior. It's going to be fought differently. It's going to be fought with thermonuclear missiles. All right? You had something?
Yeah. This is the book of Joel, right? The second chapter. Let me see if I can, I was looking. go. And the sword. Let me go into this word sword real quick. I just want to make sure. Yeah, ooh, this is it. The water y'all watch my shot. Okay, so when you read Joel, the 2nd chapter, is giving you a parabolic vision of the missiles. Right? And I'm just gonna get straight to the point. It says, this is verse 5. It says, I'm gonna get verse 4, and then this whole chapter, but let me just gonna get to the point. It says verse 4, Joel 2 and 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, talking about the way how they're gonna be just flying and marching through the sky. It says, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. And you got to ask yourself, well, let me finish this, and I'm going to pose a question. Right? I'm going to get down here to verse 8. Neither shall one thrust another, meaning you're not going to have another missile jostle another one, bump it, because it says that all of them shall keep their ranks. It says they shall walk every one in his path, and when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Now I'm gonna grab this word sword here in the Hebrew. It's Strong's H79, 73. Shalach. It says weapon, missile. It literally says missile. Right? It says missile, dart, sprout, or shoot. Right? So so anybody say, well, where's missiles in the Bible?
It's there.
So it's like
it's there. And what's the modern day missile? What's the modern day most potent way to offer adversary for the world powers? To nuke them.
Yep.
Okay. So this is biblical prophecy. So we're warning the people of these things, whether they hear it or bear. That's not on us. Nor do we.
Okay, God.
Okay. That's not on us. Whether they get it or not. What they need to understand is simply that the access to the information was there. And that's what they're going to realize in the Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. It tells you they're going to, this was he whom we sometimes had in the vision. They told us all these things in detail. Yep. So that's the realization many people, like the man in the video that came up to Elder Menachem Zakbar, are going to come to realize. Damn, the man was trying to give me the game so I didn't have to partake in this destruction. But I thought I knew some shit. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be like Elder Arala said. I wanted to be cute. But that's beautiful, brother. I'm gonna have to go back and make sure I put that in my arsenal.
Yeah, that's when Proverbs, the 1st chapter, gonna really be kicking in, man. Because you despise the Lord's counsel, his reproof. You would have not, of all his rebukes, man. Therefore, the Lord's gonna laugh at you in your calamity, man. But see, the Lord is being gracious right now, man.
Right.
Very gracious. Like he's giving us all the signs, bro. Like just today you had another major food processing plant up there in New York get burned down. You had another train derailment yesterday. So It's like, bro, you gotta want destruction in order to just continue to turn a blind eye and not think twice about, the end of society or life as you know it today, man.
You're constantly under attack. And if you don't see it, man, you don't have a brain.
Yeah.
Our people are constant. The whole world is under attack, but it's specifically the nation of Israel, man. We're under attack, but there's an out. The Lord is giving you out, but he's going to send people that may not look the part that you're expecting. They may not look, they may not fit the mold of what you expect help to look like. But this is the help, man. All right. So, you had, was you done with that?
Unless you have something, you got it, bro.
Okay, yeah, I want to go to Matthew 24 chapter because we proved that destruction is going to touch America. We just proved it in the fashion in which it's going to touch America. All right, now let's prove that that's synonymous. World War III is synonymous with the end. Okay, so I'm gonna go Matthew 24, and I'll just start at verse 5. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying that I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." There's other things that's going to be taking place along with those wars, along with the pestilences and all that, right? Verse 7 says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom," all right? All these different nations and governments and peoples and races is going to be constant fighting, and we're seeing the stage and the foundation for that being laid, all right? And there shall be famines and pestilences. We seeing the famine being orchestrated over the past couple of years. All right, we see the pest. We know the pestilences are here, and they're weaponizing it and using it as a means to take control under the guise of safety. All right, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, then they shall deliver you up to it. So we're going to be delivered to be afflicted, going to be casted into prison. Those who are standing stiff for the things of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now I'm gonna jump to 21, then I'm gonna jump to 29. Right, 21 is which you can back this up with Daniel 12 and 1. It's the same thing. All right. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this same time, no, nor ever shall be. All right. And part of that horrible time is going to be that third woe. Okay. Now you jump down here after it's talking about all these things taking place. Let me see here. 29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall there appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. So, like 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, we know upon Yahweh Shah showing up, what is he going to be doing? He's going to be interrupting that third woe. All right? And he's going to put the spirit on the nations to fight. And yet there's fight. And after he's laid the nations to rest, what happens? The kingdom of heaven starts to be established. So that's the end of this age. That's the 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. Where Esau is the end of the world, meaning the end of an age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. That is that's synonymous with the end. All right. The conclusion of World War III is synonymous with the end of this age and the beginning of that everlasting kingdom, that new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Okay. You had something? Okay. We could close it. What you got?
Okay. This is the book of Joel, going back to Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. And I'm going to grab it here in the NLT. All right. It says, I'm starting verse 1. It says, sound the trumpet in Jerusalem. And that's happening right now, right? By the Lord sending out his prophets, right? Spreading forth, this word of warning. As trumpets, it says, raise the alarm on my holy mountain. Let everyone tremble in fear, because the day of Yahweh Shem Shah is upon us. It is a day of darkness and gloom, a day of thick clouds and deep blackness. Suddenly, like dawn spreading across the mountains, a great and mighty army appears. Talking about the missiles. Says nothing like it has been seen before, or will ever be seen again.
Yeah.
So what it says, nothing has been seen like this before.
So you never seen an international nuclear war where both sides have that equipment,
right? And
it's going back and forth. You've never seen that on a global scale, but you're about to see it.
Yep. And then it says you're never going to see it again.
Right.
Proving that this World War III's got this.
It's the end of the age.
Yep.
Because in the kingdom of heaven, there's not going to be any more wars. Nations aren't going to war. They're going to beat their spears and the pruning hooks. It's the reverse of Joel 3.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, man, that dude didn't know what he's talking about. He didn't want to receive the help that he said at not the Lord's counsel. And Jake, Elder Natsazak had patience. I just would have been like, man, fuck this nigga.
Yeah.
But that hey, we all got different temperaments and spirits. All right, so with that being said, man, Lord willing was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.
Shalom.